Okay, I want to talk about the color wheel itself. So this is a color wheel, obviously it says color wheel, and it will give you a lot of useful information, and I keep talking about this all through the class, and I will keep talking about these through the class, but I wanted to give you a little bit of detail on this. So this is one size. This is a little baby version of the same size. This is a pocket color wheel that you can keep in your painting kit. It's exactly the same as this. It's just a smaller version. And there are all kinds of color wheels around, but we're going to talk about this one because I like this a lot. All right, so on the outside of this color wheel, as we know, are your most chromatic colors, right? Blue, blue-violet, violet, red-violet, red, and so on as we go around. On this color wheel, when you slide this inner circle, it's going to give you information. So, for example, on blue, if you add red, you're going to get this purple, right? Blue and red make purple. If you add yellow, you're going to make green. If you add blue-violet, if you add blue, obviously it's not going to change. If you add white, it's going to lighten up and create a tint. And if you add black, it's going to darken up and dull up and create a shade. Right? And that's true for any of these colors. So let's look at the green. So if we add red to this yellow-green, it's going to give you a rust color. If we add yellow, it's going to give you a brighter green. If we add blue, it's going to give you a green that leans toward blue. If you add white, it's going to give you a tint of almost like a pistachio green. And if you add black, it's going to give you a shade of this darker, duller green. And that's true for all of these colors around the wheel. The other thing that's on this wheel is your value scale, how light or dark something is. So your darkest value is 1, and your lightest value is 10, which is usually a white. Your middle value is going to be between a 5 and a 6. If you turn this wheel over, it's going to show you the complements, a split complement, a triad, a tetrad, and we'll help you with that. All right, so let's talk about complements. Let's start with something really simple, and that is red. So the complement, the opposite of red, is green. And when you add those two together and you start to move toward the center, you're going to neutralize each color, and it is going to dull either your green down depending on how much more red you add, or it's going to dull your red down depending how much green you add until you get to a pretty neutral color. A split complement is a color that sits on either side of the direct complement. So the direct complement to red is green. The split complement is a yellow-green or a blue-green. Both of those are split complements. It will do a very similar thing that your complement will do, but it will just not be as strong. It's going to be a little lighter. So let's look at another one. Let's look at blue. So the complement of blue is orange. Obviously, the complement of orange is blue. The split complement here is a blue-green or a blue-violet. Now, the split complement of blue would be a yellow-orange or a red-orange. So you can see that the split complements is the color that is on either side of the direct complement. So I could take, for example, a blue-green, which is not a primary or secondary color. This is a tertiary color. It has a little bit of the secondary plus a little bit of the primary in it. That's true for all tertiary colors. And the direct complement is going to be a red-orange. The split complements will be green and blue. For a red-orange, the direct complement is blue-green, and the split complement is orange and red. The next thing that I want to talk about are your triads. And that is if you want to choose just 3 colors to use, a red, blue, and a yellow, or other colors that would make up what would essentially be like a primary set, you can use a triad. So if we use, let's go to red. Well, we're on, let's go to blue. So the triad is blue, yellow, and red, right? You can see this triangle right here. I'll point it out this way, this triangle right here. We know that blue, yellow, and red make up your primary colors. So those 3 are the triad for any of these colors. If you choose yellow and you wanted to do a triadic color scheme, you could choose blue and red to go with it. So let's flip this over a little bit, and let's say that you wanted a blue-violet color scheme. So the triad for this would be blue-violet, yellow-green, and red-orange. So you are getting your secondary colors from this, your tertiary colors from this, and that would make up your color scheme. A tetrad is your 4th, meaning you're going to use 4 colors. So that's just a really quick way to look at these color wheels and get information that's going to help you. And the nice thing about these is it can help you start to choose colors that you might want to play with. If you end up taking my limited palette class, we will be going into this much more and showing how you can use these for different kinds of paintings and different effects.